What's up, Airsofters? If you own an airsoft gun, you need to watch this video. If you own an airsoft gun, you should also own at least one way to transport your gun safely, and that doesn't include the box it was shipped in. We're talking bags and cases, my friends. Today, we're going to run the gambit from the inexpensive end to the highest of ends, and some in-between options for this necessity. Before we get started, I gotta put a disclaimer in here. The bags that we chose are just examples of what's out there. They are in no way the end-all, be-all of bags, and your experience or needs may vary. Also, these bags that we're going to show are not everything the manufacturers offer. There are all kinds of options out there. This is just meant to be a springboard for you to start looking for the right bag for you. Because I know a lot of you are on a budget, we'll save the expensive stuff for last. The more expensive bags do have some really cool features, but let's start at the low end and work our way all the way up. Starting off, we have the most basic of basic, the Airsoft Safety Sack. This is just a blue nylon bag for your airsoft rifle. It comes in two sizes, one for pistols and one for rifles, and one color, and it only has one compartment with a drawstring at the end. And that's why it only costs a few bucks. It's just so that you can get your airsoft gun to and from your car, to your home, or to your local store. It offers no protection, and really you can kind of see what you're looking at inside if you're really looking for it. Do I think this is a good bag for transport? I mean, yes, if you absolutely have to. Is it better than nothing? Also, yes, but this shouldn't be your first choice. Any of the other products we're about to cover will do a better job at protecting your airsoft products than the Airsoft Safety Sack. Bare minimum. The first real bag I want to show you is the Matrix Tactical Deluxe Rifle Bag. Now this one's OEM'd by NC Star Vism, and those names are interchangeable for this purpose. This baby retails for about 20 or 30 bucks, and for the money you really get a lot. The main compartment holds one rifle and is super padded and soft on the inside. Aside from that, there are 5 double stack mag pockets on the outside, perfect for batteries, speed loaders, and of course magazines. You could even probably fit a small bag of ammo in here. This bag really does exactly what it needs and nothing more. And because of the lack of extra features, you're able to save a little bit on cost. So it's a solid option, especially at this price point. And it does come in different lengths depending on what you're trying to fit in it. So if you're interested in something like this, definitely check it out on our website. Next up on the list is a Condor bag. Now Condor makes a huge variety of rifle bags in a whole bunch of shapes and sizes. This one I really like for PDWs, MP5s, and things like that because it's super compact. It gives you a ton of storage space. Comes in at just about 40 bucks, and that jump in price gives you a considerable jump in utility. It has 2 main compartments, one in the front and one main compartment. The front one is zippered and lockable. When you get it open, you can see you've got some hook or some loop fabric there, so you can attach hook-backed pouches like this LBX pouch or anything else. The main compartment has a rifle keeper or rifle keepers like so that keep it in place, and the whole bag is nicely padded and gives you nice retention to make sure that your AEG or rifle isn't hitting the sides or the top when carrying, transporting, or throwing it in your vehicle. On the back side, there is also a simple shoulder strap and carry straps. Both compartments are lockable. This bag is a simple solution to a simple problem, and you do get what you pay for. A minimalist gun bag with room for a single rifle and maybe a pistol or some gear up front. Stepping up again in price is the combat featured ultimate dual weapon gun case, which really holds more than dual weapons. And it's arguably one of the most popular designs for a rifle bag in airsoft and even in the real gun world. A lot of this style of gun case you can find just about everywhere. They offer a ton of options for the price that you pay, right around 50 or 60 bucks. Up front, these bags have 3 accessory pockets on the outside. Now, it's great for a ton of magazines, gloves, other accessories, and things like that. Interestingly, on either side, you've got 2 zippered compartments, which I really like, especially for throwing in your batteries and things like that. One note about keeping your batteries in there, I'm not showing it right now, but you should definitely invest, especially if you're using LiPo batteries, in a LiPo safety sack. That's the charging bags. They make slim ones that would definitely fit in these pockets. And if you intend to keep them kind of on the exterior of your bag, I would definitely recommend doing that. After opening the zipper up front, you'll see not only do I have a PDW in here, but each of these pockets feature hook and loop closure, and I've got a pistol in either one of those. The main compartment is huge and is lockable once again, and it can fit 2 rifles with padding in between. Now, this helps you secure your airsoft guns with the included straps. Really, this type of bag is just right for a lot of airsofters because it can hold so much and accommodate your growing collection of airsoft guns. Because if you're anything like me, you've got more than will fit in one rifle bag, let's be real here. One thing I will mention about rifle bags that are able to carry as much as this is that because they have so much space, it's really easy to overload them and put too much stuff in them. Yes, it will carry a PDW and 2 pistols and 2 rifles and all of the magazines you own and bags of BBs. But at the end of the day, you end up carrying far more than you really need. So in some sense, it might be worth going to a single rifle bag so that you can separate your different loadouts into different bags and not be lugging around your entire collection when you go to the field. Unless you need backup guns, like I do, because I break them all the time. All right, we're starting to get into the higher end of gun bags, and the next bump up in price is something like this. It's $5.11, it's 80 bucks, and it's as bare bones as you can get for a single rifle bag, aside from the safety sack. It is a minimalist bag, and it only has one main compartment and the 2 slim zippered pockets at the front, as you can see here. It does have a little molly on the front if you wanted to attach another pouch, and these zippered pockets have nifty bungee retainers, which is nice. It also features a shoulder strap system that allows you to transition from a backpack orientation with some clever weaving through the back straps, or to remove it and to clip it to the front D-ring to give you a traditional sling. The question is, why does this one cost more than the other bags, as it has perceivably less features than some of the others? This has better, more robust materials with special coatings. Zippers are nice, and I love that they have these bungee retainers to keep the zippers from opening during transport. Everything about this bag is a step up from the ones underneath it. What it does, simply, it does very well. So far, we've kept things under the $100 mark, which is great for most airsofters. But it's time we took a look at some of the more professional options out there. Now, this is the Haley Strategic Incog, short for Incognito, rifle bag. Disclaimer, this bag costs a cool 170 bucks. That's a huge jump in price compared to the last one, but remember, it's made of more expensive materials and goes through lots of QC and, you know, more stringent design than some of the competitive bags. So, first things first, let's open the front of the bag. You'll see that down here there is a front mesh divider, and this is connected to the expandable portion on the outside. The weapon area inside is perfect for mounting your favorite rifle. This one comes with loops that are hook and loop to allow you to secure that securely. And I've thrown in on each of the PALs or MOLLE sections on the sides. Here, let's do this. We'll go this way. On each of these sides, there are PALs/MOLLE webbing that are also doubling as hook and loop, so you can attach things, again, like this really cool LBX zippered pouch here. And speaking of MOLLE, PALs, and loop, the main straps for your rifle are also loop, so you can attach other pouches to the main compartment as well. Now, I like bags with loop inside them. It allows you to expand and customize the bags almost infinitely. In fact, I'm gonna bring out my rifle bag in a little bit to show you guys how you can do that. Rounding out our high-end selection for gun bags is this guy right here. And it's arguably one of the most expensive gun bags that you can buy. And there are arguments for and against all of the features in this bag. This is the Salient Arms Tactical Rifle Bag made by Maltera. Comes in at a whopping $280. Really, the only reason why I bought this is because I have so many guns that I've put so much money into that I travel often enough that I needed a really feature-rich gun bag. And because I only have the one gun bag that carries all of my rifles, I was willing to spend the money on something that I could swap out often. Part of going to different events all over the place is because I'm using different platforms all the time. I have to travel with a hard case, and because of its smooth sides and lack of shoulder strap, this fits really nicely in a Pelican or other hard-sided rifle case. And we'll talk about hard-sided rifle cases in just a minute. But aside from the laser cut PALS webbing on the front that you can throw an extra pouch on if you wanted to, let's get right into the inside because there's literally nothing else going on the outside. We'll open the case and I'll flip it around so that we can look at the top first and kind of get a view of everything that's going on. Up top, I mentioned that I like bags with loop in them so that I can attach all my Velcro deals. I've got patch space up here for things that I collect at events and stuff like that. I've got an LBX zippered pouch up top for batteries, accessories, dead rags, barrel shrouds, things like that. And just below that is something that you don't see in rifle bags really at all, and that's individual mag carrier slots. I've got pistol mags in here for when I've got my pistol going to events. It's got a zippered pocket for tools and charging cables and things like that. I've also got lens wipes in there and more mag storage. So in my rifle case, as I'm traveling, I can carry either 8 rifle mags or a combination of 5 rifle mags and pistol mags and other things like that. And I really love that that's integrated into the bag as opposed to being a pouch on the outside. Keeps things really streamlined, and again, keeping it in a hard case means that I don't have things moving around. On the bottom here, I've got my Mark 18, and I've got my pistol here, which is my trusty SP01. That's held in place with just a Kanai Velcro-backed pistol carrier. So again, that loop fabric allows me to mount a ton of things. The Maltera bag comes with straps to allow you to lock your rifle in place so it won't go anywhere. And again, I've got LBX zippered pouches to carry everything from mock suppressors and tracer units to my drama-free speed loader, an extra shamag if I need it, lens wipes, just about everything I need. One note about traveling, even though I do travel with this oriented in this exact way, I don't keep batteries in this case because I fly to play airsoft. I've got to keep those batteries in my carry-on. But if you are traveling locally and you need to carry batteries, you could definitely have battery storage in any one of these pouches and it would work beautifully for you. So now that one was the most expensive soft gun bag that we offer. What about hard shell cases? Some of you are more rough on your gear and more concerned with protection and storage, or maybe you're looking to travel and a soft-sided gun bag just won't cut it, kind of like I was talking about earlier. There are just as many hard case options out there as there are soft case options. And I've got 2 primary ones to show you here. This one is the Evike.com Armory Series Tsunami rifle case. It's very simple, very basic hard shell case that comes in at just 40 bucks. It's got simple sliding latches and egg crate style foam on the inside. It gets the job done, securely protects your belongings, and that's it. It's extra protection for your airsoft equipment. Note, it does not have a gasket or other latches, so this may not be the best for traveling in terms of flight. But if you're looking for a hard case to go to and from events, something a little bit more robust than a soft case, or something that you can throw in the back of a truck without having to worry about, this is the one for you. This one, on the other hand, is designed to travel. This is the Evike.com Armory Rolling Hardshell Locking Gun Case. It's got wheels, it's got more carry handles that fold out of the way, it's got 4 latches, and a gasket and pressure release valve so that when you're on a plane, it doesn't inflate and go everywhere, and then you lose your stuff and have to charge the airline for losing your stuff. Let's take a look at the inside so you can see what makes this quite a bit more of an investment than the $40 one we just looked at. On the top side, you have egg crate foam, which is nice and soft, and to allow you to customize your rifle case, pick and pluck foam on the bottom. If you're not familiar with pick and pluck foam is cut into small square elements that are however thick the foam is, and it allows you to pick and pluck individual segments of those squares out of the foam to customize the layout in the case. Now, if you're using something like the Salient Arms Maltera bag, you can ditch that foam layer completely and just run your rifle bag inside something like this to allow you to travel back and forth. If you want to use the hard shell case as is with the pick and pluck foam, it's real easy to figure out the layout that you want. What I suggest doing is lay down the things that you want to store in the case, trace them out with a Sharpie, and then pick and pluck the foam as necessary to make sure that you get a good fit. One final note about this case as compared to some of the other case options on the market that have similar features. This thing costs about 140 bucks, which is a big step up from the $40 case we were talking about earlier. However, it's easily half the price of other hard shell travel cases on the market. So if you're in the market for a hard shell travel case and you don't want to pay the money for a Pelican or even a Seahorse, this is a great option that is still weather sealed and has all of the features that the others do, as well as being lockable with the venting and all that. So great case even at 140 bucks. So for all of the differences in features and price, all of the bags and cases I've shown you now have one major issue in common, one major thing in common. They all look like gun bags and gun cases that hold guns. Not everyone can afford to sport that tactical look or really have the desire to. Most of us at Evike.com live in apartment complexes, and transporting airsoft guns and gear from vehicles to our homes and back and forth becomes a safety concern, and it can alert the neighbors. There are companies out there that make low profile bags for that exact purpose, as in bags that don't look exactly like rifle bags. And I've got some here to show you. Let's get rid of this and bring those in. This is the Condor Javelin rifle case, and it retails for about 80 bucks. Now, first off, it comes in a very non-tactical navy and red color scheme. It almost looks like a pair of jeans. Next thing you'll notice is that there are no outside patch panels or identifiers of this being a military style bag. You could very easily mistake this for an instrument case or a guitar case, or maybe you play the ukulele or something like that. Up front, we have two zippered pockets. Both of these pockets are filled with fleece, so in case you're keeping something sensitive inside that's non-airsoft related, it'll be nice and soft in there. The main compartment is simply a loop-sided surface with some included retention straps. Again, I'm going to mention how much I love loop-backed interior portions. It allows you to mount your rifles in any orientation. Again, you can put in a zippered Velcro-backed pouch for the additional stuff. He's got his speed loader in here, and overall, with the padding and the customizability of the layout of the items inside, this rifle bag is good for a lot of things. On top here, you'll also notice a zippered compartment that is also padded that can double for the storage of other items. Some other accessories that you want to keep separate from your rifles, you can of course put them in the upper section of the zippered pouch in the main compartment. One other note about that zippered pouch as well is there is a zipper on the outside of the case right here that allows you to expand that portion, that padded portion in the top lid of the main compartment as well. So you've got even more room. Now, it is worth reiterating that this is not designed to fulfill a full tactical rifle bag loadout. It's very feature rich, and because it comes in subdued colors, it means that carrying this to and from your local airsoft field, you're not going to alert people's attention by walking around with this. And that's very important. It's nice. And it comes with a ton of features that make it a very practical case to use. But it's not the most incognito. In fact, if you wanted something more incognito, something that blended more with people's day-to-day lives, something that really didn't look like a gun case, you might have to go with one of these. The next, even lower profile, more gray man solution is this case from Hazard 4, dubbed the Battle Axe. It's shaped just like a guitar case. In fact, you could probably put a real guitar in here if you wanted to. On the outside, it has 3 separate pockets. And again, you'll notice that there's no molly, no patch panels, nothing to alert somebody that this was military themed or military oriented. The middle one has some loop-sided Velcro inside, so you know what that's for. And the bigger one actually has mag pouches and some organizing loops for pens and things as well. Once you open the bag, I also like that they've got this really cool FDE color scheme, so when you know, it's super tactical. But the main compartment has something pretty neat, and that is this additional flap right here. It not only works as padding, but it also helps to hide the shape of the airsoft gun underneath. The retention straps, like many of the other upper echelon cases, can be moved around to allow you to customize its fit and finish. And the sides are all really thickly padded and lined with loop material, so you can always add other pouches to the sides if you wanted, and of course to protect an instrument if you so require. These low profile bags are designed so that you don't draw attention to the fact that you're carrying a replica firearm to and from your vehicle, or to and from your home, or to and from your field. They're not invisible, and to the trained eye, like you or me, they're pretty obvious based on shape alone. Just know that it's not the perfect urban camouflage, so you should still use all the same precautions that you would if you had a tactical bag like we were looking at before, but this gives you a little bit more leeway. Before we wrap up, some general tips about bags and cases. 1, don't overfill your bag like that large Condor bag we were talking about earlier. It gets heavy and bulky and isn't easy to transport or store. Not to mention it can damage your bag or the items inside. Bags like this that have a ton of storage space around them are very tempting to try to carry everything, but don't. Use this space effectively and buy another bag rather than make your bag too heavy to carry. Number 2, don't cheap out. And by that, I don't mean don't buy a cheap rifle bag. Buy the rifle bag that you can afford, but buy the best rifle bag that you can afford. Factor in the cost that you've put into your gear, your rifle, the stuff that's going to be stored in that bag, and then choose a bag that's going to protect them appropriately. And most importantly, think about where you're going to be using this rifle bag, and if you can afford for it to get damaged, or for it to be adequately protecting the stuff that's in it. Also, keep in mind your surroundings. Is it appropriate to be walking around with a really tactical rifle bag, or does something more low profile make sense? As you can see, there's a wide world of bags and cases for all of your transportation needs. Everything from small to long bags to hard shell cases, and really they range anywhere from practical to tactical to discreet, and anywhere in between might be the bag or carrying device that you need. Whatever bag or case you choose, the important part is that you have what you need to be safe, to be transporting your gear safely. For any of the products we've discussed in this video, you can find them all right here at Evike.com in a variety of colors. It's not just the colors we've shown here. There are tons of options. As always, make sure you're subscribing to our Instagram and our Facebook, our social media channels, and subscribe to our YouTube here for the latest product videos and instructional stuff, and maybe even some product highlights like we did in this video. If you have any suggestions for other ranges of products you'd like to see, comment in the section below and click the bell icon to be notified of our latest video coming to YouTube. Remember, play hard, play safe, play responsibly, and always keep your stuff in gun bags. See you guys later.